Today, I'm taking you with me as I go to Dublin for the weekend to draw and laugh with my best friend Katey, who I haven't seen for nearly 10 years. I'll share some of her past and present artwork with you. Yes, she's an artist too. We'll do timed sketches in our hotel room. I feel like maybe I'm ruining your drawing.
Oh no.
And visit the National Gallery of Ireland, where we'll sketch and play one of my favorite museum games. Bring a pen and a sketchbook because we're going to Ireland. Katey and I have been friends for over 30 years, which is insane to me to think about because in some ways it just feels like no time at all has passed. We first met when we were studying illustration together at the University of Arizona, and we had several classes together, including painting classes. And for fun, on weekends, we would go to the painting studio because students who were art majors were able to have keys to the art building. So we would go in there, nobody would be there, and we were painting these giant paintings together, and we would get a bottle of wine and put on good music. And we spent so many weekends painting and having a lot of fun like that when we weren't dancing or doing other things. And I have always admired Katey's artistic talent. She's one of those people where I just marveled at how good she was at every type of art that she tried. In fact, if I can find a picture of it, I remember this one time in class, she brought in this watercolor portrait that she had done of her son. He was, I think, 2 or so at the time, 2 or 3 years old. And it was so beautiful. She put it up on the board with all of our artwork. And I don't even remember what I had, something like woefully pathetic, I'm sure. And it was so good. I just remember thinking, how do you even do that? Because we really weren't taught a lot of skills back then in art school. But she was brilliant. And she went on and was an illustrator professionally for a handful of years. And then I went on to get a master's in art education, and she went on to get a master's in printmaking. And from there, her drawing and her illustration really took a backseat to her printmaking, which is also fabulous. And her prints are in state collections, and she's won several awards for them. I'll put her Instagram right here so you can see some of it, and I'll also link it in the description. She makes these giant prints that are mono prints, and they're really, really exquisite. And both of us went on to teaching careers as well. So she taught at a college in Arizona, and I taught at universities in upstate New York. So we both have that teaching background, and we also both really still love to draw. So when we get together, I think we'll be doing some drawing together. So you're going to see some of that in this video. But I also wanted to show you some of the things that Katey has made throughout the years that I've squired away from her. Katey is more of a minimalist than I am, and she would routinely clean her apartments or her closets, and she would get rid of the most beautiful art. And so I have a collection of her illustrations that she almost once got rid of. And I'm afraid to give them back to her because I don't trust her to keep them. But she also always made just the most creative little things. She made a lot of creative gifts throughout the years. My favorite one is this little bear that she made. And she made it out of her old clothing. In fact, she made several of these for other people in her lives. I know she made some for her nephews, her mother, and I just love this little bear. I've named her Katey Bear. And this was actually made by her out of one of her old skirts that she used to wear. So not only do I just love that Katey made this, but it reminds me of our time together. And I remember her wearing this. And just look at the cute little face on this little bear. It's so adorable. And so Katey Bear has been in my life for almost as long as Katey. And I just really, really adore her. Also, as part of her degree, and I think this was her bachelor's degree, in her show, she made a series of little dolls with ceramics. And this little doll used to have glasses, and she had a few more embellishments on her. But I love that she sculpted the little heads and put this little hair on them, and she has sculpted little boots and little hands. And so I've saved this little doll as well. This is just one of a collection. And a few years ago, she was interested in taking some of her mono prints, these large prints that she made out of basically rust and different elements, and she made some of them into this fabric to make scarves out of them. And I still have to figure out how I'm going to get this made into scarves. I'm not much of a seamstress, and I am kind of worried about ruining it. But look at how beautiful this print is. And then I have another one here, and this one is equally as gorgeous. So sometime soon, I'm going to actually take these to a proper seamstress and have these made into scarves, or maybe just hemmed properly so that I could wear them. Because it would be really nice to have a piece of her art that I could just wear on a daily basis as well. But let me show you some of her illustrations. When I was pregnant with my son, Katey made this beautiful illustration for me of this little cat who's nursing her little baby kittens. And on the back, you can see the little birthday message. But I loved these little illustrations that she used to do. These were using colored pencil, and each illustration would take her hours and hours of work. If you're somebody who's worked with colored pencil before, I think you'll understand the level of intricacy it takes to do a detailed illustration like this. And when we were in school, she started this concept of writing a children's book. I really think she should still finish this book. So let me know what you think in the comments. But the idea was just a child's number book. And so there would be a number, and then there would be a corresponding illustration. So this is number 1, and then a big fat hen. So here's the beautiful illustration of that. And for each number, she would take some element from the illustration and put it into the design. So the 1 is actually crafted from the idea of these feathers. This is number 2. And she has 2 beautiful little swans. It's hard to pick which one is my favorite. And these have been in frames over the year. Right now, I just have them stored very carefully. I'm trying to get them in the frame together. And then number 3, I can't remember what number 3 was, but I believe that was an illustration that she asked to have back for some reason or other. So I don't have the illustration for number 3. And then number 4, again, is similar to the one that she made for me of a little cat with her 3 kittens. So you can see the 4 is made with the stripes, and then the backgrounds are the same as well. I just think this would make the most gorgeous little children's book, a little picture book. And I still love the idea that someday she might put this out. And then number 5, little duck and her ducklings. And again, I love her illustrations. This one has 2 little earrings under the ears and the little chicks underneath. And number 6, the little chipmunks. And look at their adorable little faces, and they all have different expressions. She just is so great at drawing. And then this one, I don't have the number for it, 7 Siamese Sisters. At one point, we did write out the words for all of them and the descriptions, but I can't remember what they were. I love the blue eyes on these and their little peace sign necklaces. They're just so cute. I think 7 was as high as she got. I think that she wanted it to be number 10. But again, each of these illustrations took over 40 hours to do, I think. So she put in weeks of her life on this project. That's a little bit about Katey and her art. And now let's go to meet her. Katey was in Dublin for a family wedding. And because I live in England, it's a very quick flight for me to get there. We had all day Saturday and Sunday to get together and catch up and draw and laugh. I splurged on a nice hotel for us because, you know, when you only see your best friend once a decade, it's worth a couple nights of luxury. And this room was so cute because it had the 2 twin beds next to each other, so it felt like being a little school kid again. We didn't eat out for dinner. We ordered room service both nights. And the first night we decided to do a little bit of drawing.
What is the end result, is the question.
Does there have to be an end result?
No.
Okay. I like the idea of we start a drawing.
Yeah.
And we each do 3 minutes of it.
Yeah.
And then the other person does 3 minutes of it, but the same scene. So like whatever I'm drawing. So say I'm going to draw that teapot.
Yeah.
I'll draw it.
Okay.
As I want to.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
And then we switch beds after 3 minutes and you finish it and I finish yours.
Okay.
Or we embellish it.
Okay.
We do whatever you want.
Okay.
With your 3 minutes.
All right.
Vice versa. Okay. So 3 minutes.
You ready? Mark. Get set. Go.
Okay. I'm so not used to drawing in ink. I usually do a pencil sketch first. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yep. I do know what you're saying.
So you have every mistake that you make
counts.
You have to make it work. That's the golden rule, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. That is the golden rule.
Make your mistakes work.
That's right.
Shoot, I know I'm going too slow. I can feel it. I gotta go faster.
Basically what we're creating right now are the bones. And then the other person can complete it.
So you don't have to like
so
draw more.
So don't
you just have
stress.
to shade or whatever.
Yeah, don't stress about it because...
Well, but it's a time drawing, so I am stressing a little.
Okay.
Because it does take...
Time is of the essence.
It takes 3 minutes to get the bones down.
I know, honey, you haven't seen a drawing of mine in so long.
Sure I have. I own several of your drawings.
Well, you know what I'm saying.
A new drawing.
Yep.
I'm really slow. I'm slow on this one.
Yeah.
It's not as good. It's better when I go fast.
That's why it's timed. You're supposed to like rush yourself.
It feels like the timer should have gone off. Did you set it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There we go.
Oopsie.
Here we go. All right. So we'll switch beds.
Now, do we switch drawing implements? Do you want the blue
No,
pen?
we have to keep the, you have to use the materials that were being used. Yeah, you're going to use this and I'm going to use that.
Okay.
This has a warm butt.
I know, I've got the...
Oh my gosh. That's nice.
Okay. I'm Katie. Your bed's fluffier.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right, hang on.
Oh, honey, I can't even see that.
Squint at it and just go for the darks and lights.
So okay, to be clear,
hang on.
3 minutes, and we finish each other's
2
drawings?
minutes and 58 seconds at this
Because
point.
then you're particular. Mm-hmm. She's a mean teacher.
Mean.
We should show what we got at the beginning.
Oh, okay.
So there's Leslie's. It's really bad. Whoopsie. And here's Katie's. Okay.
Mark.
Ready?
Get set.
Go up. No, wait. Okay.
Go.
Go. I don't really like this pen. Did you
really?
like it?
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
It's so pale. I like the blue. I feel like maybe I'm ruining your drawing.
Oh, no.
Sorry.
That's okay, honey. Nothing is precious. I say we should just keep doing this until we completely finish the drawings.
Who's to say that they're finished or not? So we're going to switch again?
Yeah. What do you say?
Sure.
Okay. Do you feel as if that one's finished?
Oh,
shoot. Okay.
Okay.
Sweet. Okay.
So here they are after 3 more minutes of doing each other's drawings for the other. I feel like they're looking worse. Don't you think?
That's okay. That's all right.
Okay, so we're going to do 3 more minutes?
We'll
See
do
if we
3
can
more
ruin them
minutes.
some more? Okay, 3 more minutes. Same one. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Say when.
Go. Wait. Go.
Oh, you drew the cord.
Mm-hmm. I did. The problem with making outlines like this with pens is that it kind of ruins the chance of
lightening things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Indeed. So these fruits aren't really separating because of that.
But I feel like the idea of time drawings is nice because it makes you move quickly
I agree.
and be less precious about
Yes.
perfection.
100%.
And that's why this, like, trying to finish them, it almost loses some of the spontaneity of the original sketch.
Well, but another thing that's nice about doing something like this is that if you are changing with somebody else, you kind of lose control.
Well, that's for sure.
Yeah, you lose control of your drawing. So if you were feeling all precious about your drawing.
That's true. I mean, actually, I've got to say, I'm starting to like the drawing more now.
Oh, that's nice. See?
I think I messed it up.
Uh-oh.
I'll give it 30 seconds.
Okay, 30 seconds.
Because this is the grand finale, right?
Grand finale.
The fireworks display.
Yep. Sometimes I forget how much I love to draw until I'm drawing.
I know. Okay.
Okay. Fudge. I ruined something here.
That's okay. Me too. We shouldn't have allowed ourselves to keep going. But that's okay.
Done. Hi.
Ta-da! Okay. Oh, I love them now. Don't you?
I do.
Dum da da da. Here's the grand finale. I do. I really like them. That got good.
Oh, good.
And I think this one benefited from having more of the scene.
Yes, definitely.
So how long total would you say these took?
9 minutes, right? Oh, no, a little bit more. Maybe 10.
10-minute drawing. 10 minutes combined sketch.
Yes.
3, 3, and 3.
Yes.
Perfect.
With a little cheating.
Yeah. So we're about to go out, and I think we're going to go to the National Museum, and we thought it might be fun to do a little bit of art, but we don't want to do anything heavy or fancy or complicated. So we're each just bringing a single sketchbook and a pen, and I'll show you what we've got. I'm just bringing this sweet little sketchbook. It's a handmade sketchbook that was made for me by a friend of mine who runs the Ophelia Talks Crochet channel, and her name is Anya. And it's really sweet because the cover is padded, and on the inside she's got some nice watercolor. The size of each individual page is about 2.5 by 3.5. And if I wanted to do an open page spread, it would be a little less than 5 by 3.5. So I'm going to bring this because it's really lightweight and it's just sweet. I just think it's so special when somebody makes you something. And then I'm going to bring this Pilot V pen, which is a disposable fountain pen, and it has blue ink. We've been using it a lot, and so I don't know how full it is, so it might be running out of ink soon. We'll see how it goes. And then I'm just bringing a water brush. And I think I'm also going to just bring a ballpoint pen in case this runs out of ink or leaks or has trouble, because we've been using it a lot. And the nice thing about these is I can just put them in my pocket, and they are so lightweight and will be ready to go. And I'll show you what Katey is bringing. She has this little sketchbook. I made this sketchbook for her. There's a tutorial for how to make this up on my channel, which I'll link in the description. But I just put drawing paper in here because she loves to draw, and she's just bringing a ballpoint pen from the hotel. And so that's what she's going to have in her pocket. Hey, let's go. Bye.
Can I just show you this, please? It's called The Meeting on the Turret Stairs. It's by a very famous Irish artist called Burton. Now, the most important thing about it is it's a watercolour on paper from 1886, I think it is. And those colours are still like that. Wow. So it's kept in a big wooden box here, and it's only open for 1 hour on a Sunday and 1 hour on a Thursday. So you're in the time span for it. It is worth seeing. And my colleague here, she gives a little talk, just a few minutes at 2 o'clock about it, because it's based on a Danish idyll. You know, they were in love. He was her bodyguard, but her father wasn't too happy about it. So the brothers came out and killed him. So it's very dramatic.
I love going to art museums. It's one of my favorite things to do when visiting a new location. There's no substitute for being able to view drawings, paintings, and sculptures in person. I especially love looking at paintings and trying to deconstruct how the artists created them. Before moving to Arizona for school, I studied medical illustration at the University of Illinois, and we routinely went to the Spurlock Museum on campus to draw the extensive collection of artifacts and sculptures. It was fantastic training. This sculpture by John Henry Foley reminded me of those times, and Katey and I decided to spend 10 minutes drawing it. And we weren't the only ones. There was another woman there who was also drawing it. I struggled a bit with using the ink pen. Normally, I'll sketch an armature or framework before committing to details, but since I wouldn't be able to erase it, I just started with the shape of the head and then moved downwards. There's something terrifying but also exciting about going out of one's comfort zone and trying new techniques like this. The proportions were definitely not perfect, but it was sort of refreshing to just draw something really quickly and not be too worried about perfection. Here's a little bit of that process. Using the water brush helped activate the ink to create some washes, but it was much more limiting than a normal ink wash. I couldn't move or dilute the ink as much as I'd hoped, and some areas became unpredictably dark. I probably shouldn't have started with the face because the shadows and the highlights were definitely not as I saw them, but I just surrendered to the process and tried to save it as much as I could. And I don't hate the final sketch as much as I feared that I might for a while. As usual, Katey created a sweet little sketch very reminiscent of her illustrations. Later on in the hotel, she darkened the blanket even more to create a more interpretive and moody drawing. So one thing I like to do when I go into a museum with somebody else, like with my daughter, is we go into the different rooms and we each walk around and pick out our favorites, but we don't tell each other. And then we come together at the end and we predict what each other's favorite was, and then we reveal what our favorites actually were and why. So Katey and I have been doing that today, and I'll share with you a little bit of that. Okay, so we've just toured the National Portrait Gallery room, and we're gonna pick our favorites. So first we're gonna guess which one each person thought was their favorite, and then share which one is our favorite, right?
Okay.
Okay, so I think that your favorite is the knots.
Yes and no, actually.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I love it.
Okay, so what's your...
And I don't think it's braids. So when I was a little girl, my mother, I always had French braids.
Right.
So braiding is something that I've explored in my own art.
Yeah. Okay, so what's
But
your favorite?
The one that I love is behind this wall here. It's like it looks sort of Louis XIV. It feels rich, ornate, well painted. So just imagine Louis XIV right here. And you have these ornate fabrics and the movement of the fabrics that bring you up and into the painting. And then you have what looks like patterns,
Okay.
you know, and then the artist is standing there. You have all these just wonderful details that are very rich and beautiful.
Wonderful. So which one do you think is my favorite?
Well, I saw you go back to this one over here numerous times, so I think that's your favorite. The
Which
woman, the woman in the landscape.
The plein air painter?
Yes.
Okay, incorrect. Although I do really like that painting.
I'm guessing it's this one.
Also incorrect. My favorite...
Wait, give me one more guess.
Okay.
Is it this? No. Oh, I didn't think so. Okay. Oops. Tell me.
It's the Portrait of Marian Keyes. So the reason I like it is because it stood out to me from 3 galleys away.
Yes.
You know, as soon as I walked into the room, I loved the luminescence of the yellow. And even the way at the very top, there's that little bit of light, like they're in an atrium or a conservatory. And look at the shadows on her hands.
Beautiful.
She's my favorite Irish author. So when I saw it was her, that made me like it even more. And some things I was on the fence about, but I actually kind of think is fun, is the way that it goes from really intricate detail on her face to medium detail on the top of her shift, her dress. And then as it moves down, it's just, it goes into a sketch.
Yeah, very
even the
loose and
arms of the
washy.
chair look a bit, you know, I would have wanted to render that in more detail, but I like that it isn't, because I think it's very modern, and she's a very modern author. So I think it really suits her personality and her writing style. So now we need to go to a bookstore and buy you a Marian Keyes book.
Okay, let's do it.
We did walk and find a bookstore after leaving the museum, and I did find a whole section of Marian Keyes books. And I also bought this little book for my daughter on folk tales because she loves to read different folklore. And that was it for us for the drawing. We went back to the hotel, did a little bit of swimming, had dinner, and just relaxed for our last night together. I hope that you've enjoyed coming along with us, doing a little bit of drawing and talking about art together. And I hope this inspires you to be creative with one of your own friends. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate your support. I hope you're all having a beautiful day with many happy drawing and painting adventures of your own.